Alright you guys, today we're going to be installing the Mabotech tuning Bi-Cooler for the MK7 GTI. I've already kind of started getting off the bumper, so pretty much you're just going to take off the T25 bolts that hold on the front bumper cover, and then once you remove that, you're going to remove the grill and pull the bumper off. Make sure that you pull off the fog light harness just so you don't rip it and ruin your fog lights. Alright, so once you have the front bumper cover off, there are two like kind of air followers that guide the air to the condenser on the front bumper cover that need to come off, as well as on the actual condenser itself that need to come off, and right over there. So once you remove those, it's on to the next step. Alright guys, so after you got the kind of airflow directors off of the condenser and off the bumper, there is a little air sensor that needs to be pulled off of this bracket, and what you want to do is you want to bend the bracket backwards, and mine made a snap, so that's probably not ever going to come back down, but it's all right because I don't plan on swapping out this Bi-Cooler for a pretty long time. So if I were you guys, if you're planning on ever possibly going back to OEM, possibly just be careful. Now you move on to the next step. In this step, you're now going to be putting on the Bi-Cooler and getting ready to mark the holes where you're gonna kind of give it like a guide. So you'll use a drill with like a 3 or 4 millimeter drill bit, just so when you put the self-tapping screws in there, they will have a guide as far as what hole to go into and where the thread will be starting to make. Once you line up your Bi-Cooler, you're going to take a preferably silver Sharpie just so you can see where the marks are. One's right there, the other one is right up here, and then on the other side, right here and right here. And I would highly recommend getting some sort of a level just to make sure that when you mount it, that it is leveled. Otherwise, it's going to be a pain. So now you move on to drilling the holes. After you drill the holes, you can go ahead and screw in the screws. Make sure you attach the washers that come with the Bi-Cooler and go ahead and mount it. After it's mounted, you can take the level just to double check to make sure that it is completely level. If not, you might have to unscrew the screws and attempt it once more to try to get it level. Now you move on to installing the hoses and getting ready to replace where the horns sit. After you finish mounting, what I did is I bent the horns because the brackets that were provided, I didn't have the tool to remove the bracket. So I just bent the horns up, and I'm just planning on plugging them back in. Then the next thing you have to do is remove the intercooler hoses, the stock ones, which is located right under here. And then on the discharge side, right over there. And once you get those removed, you're going to install the new hoses. Make sure that they are all aligned before you go ahead and try to tighten them down. It is insanely hard to get them all aligned, but I mean, once you muscle it into place, you'll be good to go. And then tighten it down, and then put the bumper back on. Make sure you reconnect your horn. Make sure that you reconnect your fog lights as well, and then tighten everything back down, and then you can take it off the jacks. And I would suggest doing a full power trial just to make sure that the hoses can hold boost. and you'll know because you'll lose all boost and all acceleration. So you'll have to stop the vehicle, bring it back, and take the bumper back off and then see where the hose came off. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay tuned for the next video. If you guys have any questions or comments, just go ahead and drop them down below. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. And as always, subscribe and like the video and stay tuned for more content.